Hi, everyone. So today I wanted to spend a little time talking about Lexile and what that word means and how it fits into your reading. So the word Lexile, when you see it on an article, in a book or things like that, what that means is the readability level of a text. So if an article has a Lexile of, let's say, a random number of 775, that number equates to a reading level or a grade level. Okay, so that's what Lexile means. Now, when we talk about Lexiles as readers, you have to understand that readers are very complex. So you're not going to find one exact perfect article or book every single time. What this Lexile number does is it just kind of helps us see where we are. It gives us kind of a range. Okay. So I want to show you this chart that I put on our slides. This is from Common Core, which is like our this state of Ohio. We've gotten this Common Core standards that help us with our teaching. Okay, so this section right here is the grade band. So this is kindergarten and first grade, second and third grade, fourth and fifth grade, sixth and eighth grade. And if you're in fifth grade, you're probably operating somewhere in these two areas, and some of us are here as well. And it's okay if you're here as well. The point of Lexiles is to kind of show us where we are and what we can do to grow. So you can ignore this middle part that says previous Lexiles. This was before Common Core came into play. So I want you to really focus on this right here and this right here. So for example, if I was in fifth grade and I was reading an article with a Lexile of, let's say, 785, that would be right in here. And it would be the beginning of the fourth and fifth grade band. Just like a rubber band, it can stretch. Grade level reading can also stretch. So don't feel like I am having to read at exactly fourth grade level. That's not really how reading works. Okay, we're kind of in a band that constantly stretches. And it kind of changes too, depending on if, let's say, for example, you didn't really read this summer. So then it might go down a little bit as you get more practice in reading. It might go up a little bit. And then hopefully by the next grade, it would, you would fit within this band. I think what's important to note is figuring out which band you're at. So your MAP test will help with this. Your news ELA test will help with this. And we're going to get a lot of data points, not just one test. We don't want to ever use one test to figure out what level you are. Your teachers will look at your MAP tests, although this year it's been tricky doing it online. So that's kind of a little fuzzy still, but we can still look at it. And it really depends on how you did with the MAP test. If you took your time, if you slowed down, if you put in your best effort. We can't really use the MAP test if, let's say, for example, you were hungry that day or you were tired and you just rushed through it. Then that data point is not even valid. So we can also use News ELA. Every time you take a News ELA test, it's going to tell you a Lexile. So once you actually know your Lexile number, then what you can do is find articles that match that. Now, I'm not saying that you have to read within your Lexile every single time. I don't even do that. But I think it is important to read in that sweet spot often. Okay, I call it your reading sweet spot. It's that just right place where you know that there's some hard words, but not too many that it's going to stress you out, but enough that it's going to challenge you just a tiny bit. We want that. That's the reading sweet spot, and that's the part that helps you grow as a reader. Okay, if you're always reading easy books or you're always only reading like, picture books or something like that, then you're not really stretching yourself as a reader. So your goal this year is challenge yourself. And knowing your Lexile will probably just help you just move that a little bit forward. So I'm going to go to this article in Newsella. I'm going to open this up. And I want to show you, like, let's say, for example, that your Lexile was $9.95. Okay. So if you go right up here in Newsela, you can see, and I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Right here in Newsela, if you drop that down, this article only goes up to 840 Lexile. That's the max. So let's see if you are at 990 Lexile, how that would fit in. Okay, so right here on the Lexile chart, let me show it to you right here. 840 would kind of be right in the 4th, 5th grade band. Okay, but if you're reading at 990, well, this article is probably going to be a tiny bit easy for you. And it's okay if it is just a tiny bit because it's off by one grade band, right? But if it's like 2 or 3 grade bands, then you kind of don't want to do that. Also, I mean, definitely read about articles that you want to read about, but when it's time for you to stretch yourself a little bit, you can try to look for articles that kind of, meet your Lexile or your sweet spot if possible. It's not always going to be possible, and I think that's okay. Let's see, I'm going to pull up another article. Maybe I'll do a science article. Sometimes those science articles are more technical. Let's see here. How about we do the one on fish eggs? So let's just check Newsela. So it's saying that this article right now is an 890 Lexile, but if I drop it down, yep, that's the max is 890. So if I look on my chart, 890 is again at 4th, 5th grade band. So there are articles that are higher than that, but not a ton. So what I want you to do is don't stress too much about it has to be this like perfect grade band. It's not going to be possible. As long as you feel like you're challenging yourself, you are stretching, you're pausing to think, and you're getting some other reading, not just from Newsela, but in other places too, you will grow this year. Okay, so it's not just one place like Newsela is the only place that we can use for reading. Absolutely not. Your teachers will give you articles. Newsela, there's other websites like Dogo News, different places that you can read as well. And of course, books that you can get or purchase or go to a library and order off of. So hopefully this helps you understand when it says that Lexile level, what that means. And once you get your MAP score, you'll kind of see where you're at with everything, and we'll go over what those numbers mean. And I don't ever want you to feel like I am stuck in this Lexile. It's just information. Remember, numbers and data, they don't define you. They never define you. All they are is just information to give you some knowledge. And sometimes that information, depending on how you took that test, could be exactly accurate or it could be way off. So we will have those conversations and figure it all out. And you know yourself better than anyone. You know how you did that day. You know if you put in that hard work and that effort. And then if those numbers are true, then we can really have a conversation about where you are and we can set some goals for you. So I hope that helps. Do your best to read in that sweet spot. And honestly, just do your best to stretch and grow and try some new challenges this year. I hope this video helped you. If you have any other questions on Lexiles, I'm sure you could ask it at your morning meeting or your small group. Don't email your teachers just yet because they don't want to have so many emails in their inbox. It would be a lot. So if there's ever a time in a morning meeting or a small group and you want to ask that question, I think that would be a good one to ask in those kind of group meetings. Have a great one. Bye.